Welcome back, everyone, to the tasting room. Yes, presentation of the arms is very important.
That's how I get my workouts. I'm working off the bourbon right now. Well, here we are today. We're trying...
The Weller Special Reserve. So Weller is the original wheated bourbon. It says so on the label.
Have we had Weller yet at all?
We have not.
No, I didn't think so.
Yeah. So Weller, we went to Stitzel Weller.
We sure did. And you know what they don't have at Stitzel Weller?
Weller. So back in the 80s when times were tough and nobody wanted any American whiskey, they sold all the brands off. And who owns it now? Buffalo Trace.
Yeah. Which is so weird because the factory you go to is still called Stitzel Weller. And they're like, no, you're not getting this stuff here.
There's no Weller here. Don't
Blade and Bow, sure.
Yeah, no Weller, no Buffalo Trace, no Pappy, no, like all of those big name brands, Blanton's, all of those were sold off. They were originally owned by Stitzel Weller, sold off in the 80s.
Such a weird history bourbon has in that
and now
aspect, right?
Stitzel Weller's owned by the Guinness people.
Yeah, that's insane to me too, where I was like, oh, that's really cool. I didn't know Guinness had American investments in that aspect. I mean, they probably have a ton and I'm an idiot.
And here you are. Anyway, so Weller is currently distilled and bottled by Buffalo Trace, which is also in Kentucky. It is 90 proof, and again, it is, according to the label, the original wheated bourbon. So Weller was the first product to use wheat as the third grain in the place of rye.
And one of the other ones that we've tried was Four Roses that had that in it, yes.
But this one, so there's no rye in this at all. It's just... it replaces the rye component with wheat. So it's still just a 3-grain mash bill of corn, wheat, and malted barley.
What does Special Reserve mean?
This is just their like standard
Oh, it's just what they call
version.
it.
Yeah,
Okay.
Weller in the green label is the standard version. There is a Weller 107, which means 107 proof. That's like a burgundy label. And there is a Weller 12-year as well, and a Weller that's like a white label, which is CYOP, which is create your own product. You can like go into the Buffalo Trace if you have a lot of money and
mix and
match your own. So, but
goals.
This is the liter size of Weller.
Oh, really?
Shockingly cheaper than buying the 750. The 750 is so high demand that it's like impossible to find anywhere, but the Weller in the liter size is readily available most places. So anyway, so let's try the original wheated bourbon.
Wheated.
It has a very soft nose. I don't get like almost any ethanol scent.
I'm going to read the back of the bottle here for story time.
Story time.
W.L. Weller was born in Kentucky in the year 1825 after serving with the, believe that was a period. After serving with the Louisville Brigade in the 1840s, Weller returned to Louisville to open his wholesale liquor business. He is reported to have used the slogan, honest whiskey at an honest price. His wheated recipe bourbon had a softer, smoother taste. That's what you said. Softer, smoother taste that became very popular. Pappy Van Winkle eventually merged Weller's namesake company with the A.P.H. Stitzler Distillery to form the Stitzel Weller Distillery. This delicate bourbon with hints of caramel and honey honors one of America's first whiskey pioneers.
Definitely getting the honey notes for certain.
Yeah.
It's very, especially in comparison with the fact that we're all wearing the same clothes as we just wore for Elijah Craig. We just had all those barrel strengths. and this is very like, wow, smooth, palatable.
Yeah. The honey for sure.
Easy sipping, very honey flavored.
Yeah.
Like so
It's like the finish, it's like a caramel kiss at the end.
Yeah, a little hint of a little bit of maple, not as mapley as like a rye, but like just like a little kiss of something at the end. I think it's that honey component that I'm getting. You know, that's just our brain making up.
Well, we don't say on YouTube,
but
so.
You can bleep me out because that's funny.
I know, isn't it crazy? The brain is like, you're poisoning me. Help. Here's caramel.
No.
Help, caramel. Help, honey.
Your brain can't actually just, like, flavors don't exist. Chemical makeups exist, right? That's like how our brain works.
How do I know you exist?
I don't. I'm just a bunch of cells held together by, like, trust.
Duct tape.
Packing tape.
A little bit of hope and prayer.
But yeah, so basically, our brain can't discern alcohol. So it just takes what alcohol is made up of and takes the closest other things in nature that it can compare it to. So that's where flavors like vanilla, caramel, fruits, all of that come from. But they're just made up by our brain.
Yeah.
Going, I don't know how to tell what this is. Caramel. That's what it's like.
If we ever get to the idea we discussed about putting bourbon, our favorite bourbons throughout the year, on a shelf, I think this would immediately go on a shelf for me.
This is so good.
Yeah.
And again, the liter size is way more value than the smaller
How much was this one?
This one was $85
for the liter.
For the liter size.
Yeah. Which, it's like, this is one of the most sippable, easy, smoothest bourbons I've had.
No burn on the palate, no burn on the chest.
But still flavor. There's still a lot of flavor to it, which is really, really nice. And for a 90 proof, that's kind of crazy too, I feel like.
Yeah, a lot of times when you get down like to the between 80 and 90 proof, you sort of taste watered down.
Yeah, you can. It feels like you can start to really taste where like you're like, oh, I know there's water in here.
And as you're sipping this, do you get a little bit of like bready sorts of notes too, like cinnamon roll? I get like a yeasty flavor. Maybe I'm going crazy or having a stroke.
This would be good with. Remember, Seth used to do this, and I was like, that's weird. It was like he'd do like honey on the toast with peanut. We like put a little peanut butter honey on the toast. I think this would be like
have this with the peanut butter honey toast.
I want that drink right now. Whatever that is, I want that peanut butter honey drink.
Well, we have peanut butter and honey, so maybe we'll make tiny sandwiches to go with this.
Yeah.
This is really a delight. Yeah, obviously, like I said, Stitzel Weller doesn't make Weller anymore. It's now made by Buffalo Trace. But if you see it, the Special Reserve, the green label is the standard flagship original wheated bourbon. The 107 and things like that, the antique, will all set you back like more than $100. But this one is perfectly
deceiving.
fine.
I think it's a deceiving bourbon. I think if you're used to drinking these bourbons that have a little bit more of a burn, you're going to be like, "What? This is so weird. This isn't as high alcohol. This is a dangerous bourbon.
A danger.
A dangerous
danger,
bourbon.
Will Robinson. The Weller's coming for you.
Yeah.
You're breaking out in a sweat.
I am always hot now at this point in life. It is always 110 degrees here in Florida. It doesn't matter the time of year, and I am over it.
Anyway, the Weller 90 proof made by Buffalo Trace is a thumbs up from the both of us, and it is great.
A must try. So you know what? It's really straightforward. I don't want to stretch this out anymore. If you have the opportunity to try it, give it a try. If you want to keep us in our drinking habits, you can visit patreon.com/thebourbonstudy.
I was going to say the other thing, just a short thing, a lot of places have their own Weller. So if you don't want to commit to a full bottle, if you're somewhere where they have it on the menu, definitely try it. Like the Polite Pig at Disney Springs, it was part of the flight. We got their Blanton's, their Weller, their thing. They pretty much anybody that has an agreement with Buffalo Trace, if they have their own Blanton's, they have their own.
They're like, hey, here you go, here's a barrel.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. So it's so readily available. So I'd really be interested to see if anybody has tried this anywhere else, had tried any of the varieties, the different expressions. So please leave us a comment in this video. We are trying to raise some money to get a new camera. So again, you can help us by visiting patreon.com/thebourbonstudy and keeping us in our drinking habits and helping us upgrade our equipment as we go. But thank you everybody for watching this. If you liked the video, thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and that is going to do it for right now. Be sure to check out the drink that we make with this because I guarantee it's going to be delicious.
Yeah, I guarantee.
I guarantee.
Especially knowing what we're making out of it and then now knowing the flavor profile, I think that's going to be...
I just want the sandwich and the bourbon. I don't even care what the drink is, to be honest now.
Anyway, we will see you next time on the Bourbon Study. Cheers, everybody.
Discovering voices.